How long has this existed?
About 7 years, give or take.
I never knew this was here. Oh, is this it?
Pass the test. Yeah.
It's a room full of boxes.
Oh, well, once I had Kratos here in handcuffs. I was good memories in his place, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to discuss something with you.
What's that exactly?
So, there has been something formed within the manor, alongside the manor, that would make a lot of sense in my head for you to be a part of, but I want to bring it to you and see if it's something you'd be interested in. Obviously, right now, you know, you're helping grow with Els and Dre. You are also owner of a few of our properties. You know, we've had conversations around businesses and we want to be involved in doing business together. Right now, we have 2 new members of the manor who are in a subdivision of the manor called MID, which stands for Manor in Disguise or Manor Intelligence Division, depending on who you ask. Essentially, what it is you are in the manor, but you're not, you know, a gangbanger. Because a large part of our group is gangbangers and street-level criminals who stand on the corner selling drugs. We rob people, you know, we do all that kind of shit. But we also want to harbor people that aren't just on that vibe. They're also, you know, business savvy, a bit more organized crime, and just different to what we already have. Now, we already have 2 confirmed members of MID. One of them is Johnny Paps. I don't know if you know him, but he is a very, very, very useful LSBN spy. And he's also heavily involved with other things we have going on within the manor, such as laundromats and other stuff. And this is going to be a wild card for you, I'm aware, but I'm going to, you know, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to, you know, we can talk about it. But Solomon, he is no longer ADMC. He is now Manor, and he is in the mid division. Well, I just said, technically I just said division twice because the D in mid is for division. So he's in mid, and him and Johnny have been working together very closely. And we want to officially bring you into it. Obviously, you are more than welcome to say fuck off, but I wanted to start the conversation.
Right. Okay. And, so the difference is, okay, man and this guy. The difference is they do more sort of clean stuff, perhaps more. So they still do crime, right?
It's kind of up to them. Like, if they wanted to go rob a bank, they can come rob a bank with us. But it's like their main interests and the things they find the most fun and interesting in the city is not what the majority of the manor find entertaining. You know, it's like a whole separate side. No, I'm saying they don't go rob people 24/7 and sell drugs on a corner to locals.
So they're not boring, is what you're saying.
I would say, if anything, the mid division is a bit more creative and outside the box than like Manor is just a gang, right? A gang is always a gang. Like, a gang is just how a gang is. It's not really, you know, you have different types of gangs, but a gang is always a gang.
And that's not wrong.
But that's why I want to be a gang that has another division of the gang that is tapped in other ways, so it's more useful. Like, when things become very business heavy in the future, and like right now, I'd say we're at about 10% of where the manor can go. So it's like future proofing as well. If we secure a good team of people that are in the manor who are like a absolute, just like unbeatable team of people when it comes to that side of shit, then we're stronger than we would be without that.
Right. Okay. And so exactly, you said Manor in disguise. So scenario. So let's say someone rolls up. Okay, Johnny. Okay, Solomon. Guess what, buddy? You know, he's a bombing dynamite. They're dead. You know, what do you do? You know, how exactly is this disguise? Would you roll up for them? They disguise. You know, back them. Or what exactly is that? Because how are they disguised if there's some Manor?
I have an answer to that question for you. Basically, there is options, and it really comes down to the person. If Solomon wanted to claim Manor heavily, he would be more than welcome to. If you wanted to claim Manor heavily, you would also be more than welcome to, but it's personal choice. So someone like Johnny, for example, nobody knows other than Manor that he is Manor. He's someone that prefers to stay completely, you know, behind closed doors and doesn't tell people. Solomon at the moment is also in the same boat, but I'm sure like people who are close to him and that he trusts, he'll tell. And then with you, it would be up to you. If you had people you wanted to tell, people you didn't want to tell. The reason Johnny doesn't tell people is because he thinks that he gets given information by people because they think he hasn't got a group. So like they're just open to tell him shit, and then he can bring it back to us.
Goya. Okay. Right. So, okay, right. I mean, so, you know, our relationship so far, right, Sparky, is been very heavily based on mutual benefit. So, I ask you, is this invitation as a result of me being a clean person, for example, who I can live here, or is that just something else? Because, you know, what exactly will change, exactly? I'm just a bit more involved
what
in
would
things?
change is you'd definitely be more involved in stuff because there's other people doing it now. So it would be a lot more of like a grouped in thing. Anyone in mid also will be brought to like big manor meetings. We're going to have like weekly or bi-weekly meetings with everyone. Like if there's a petty shootout and we get into some beef with the fucking Vargos or something, and it doesn't, you know, it only involves 6 people, then those people might have a meeting. But we'll do proper full-blown meetings with everyone like regularly. So you would be a lot more involved if you came into this.
Gaia. Okay, and let's say next week I decide to join my Bunta Grande. Would I still be mid, or would I be no longer mid? So I'm in disguise, right? So technically I could I not?
No, like you're not in. It's not like a. Well,
would you not want a rat in a different gang? You know, and how exactly the limitations exactly?
I mean, you know, that
like
idea itself, right, actually is pretty interesting in theory, but in practice, no. So if you was mid, you're manor. There is like if you was mid and then you got approached by another group and you wanted to go join them, you'd like, you know, that would have to be a conversation that's had with us and you'd walk away. Or alternatively, you know, you might have an offer come in and you might come to us and be like, listen, I can work my way into a group here. And, you know, we could talk about it. And if it's something we think would work, then yeah. I mean, that's a long-term thing, though. That's not something that would obviously happen right now. Okay. But I'm not actually 100% against that. If it was for the purpose of, you know, finding out information. If it was like, I actually want to be in Marabunta Grande and your stuff at the same time, then it wouldn't work. But if it's like an infiltration thing, then, I mean, the door's open to discussion.
Okay. Going. Okay. And let's say, you know, there I am. Okay, I'm having a bad day. Guess what? I go outside, see your bones. You know, I don't really like GSF. I stabbed GSF. Do you back me, or is it my business?
You stab GSF. If they then, you know, decide to come and do anything back, that can then be a conversation. You could say like, so I would always leave it with the mid member, right? If the mid member starts something, and they come to me and they said, look, I got into this beef with this person and now they're going to retaliate. If they say, I want you involved, then we'll have a discussion, we'll work it out and we'll get involved. If they're like, don't worry, it's just a me thing, then it will stay that way. It'll be per request of the person.
Okay, so it's not conditional, it's mostly conditional on request.
Yeah, because sometimes it might be like, you know, you end up getting in beef with someone and us getting involved would compromise an operation or something going on, you know? So for the better of the situation, we would stay out of it. But then sometimes it might not matter and then we could get involved.
Okay, it sounds good. Okay, and you said Johnny and Solomon are already part of this, right?
Correct.
What if I don't get along with them? Would I be kicked out? Would I just not work with them?
Well, this is the thing, right? If you guys don't gel, I think you and Johnny would definitely gel. I think there's tension there with you and Solomon, but one thing I will say for you, because I know you have voiced to me before that you know, you've had trouble trusting Solomon in the past and you think he talks a lot, and I agree with you. And this is a problem that we discussed before he joined, right? But the thing is, we always, both me and you have always known Solomon when he's not been in the same group or organization as us. So his motive, even if he is, you know, friendly with us, we are not his home, right? So the way he talks and the way he handles himself to us will be different now that he is a part of the operation. So I would say, you know, best bet, clean slate. You know, you remove your previous thoughts and you see how you get on. If it gets to it and you think, look, I don't gel with these people, then we can have a conversation, you know?
Which should, Okay, but okay, we'll explore the options when they come to them, basically, is what I was saying.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, if a
Basically, you
problem
can't,
arises, then we'll deal with it. But
Mm.
like, I can't tell you what we're gonna do if that happens right now, because you know it might not even be an issue.
Got you. Okay, right. All right. Okay. It sounds interesting, I suppose. I mean, can I think on this? It's a
Of
bit,
course you
know,
can.
kind of out of nowhere. All right.
Yep.
So this isn't a business. It's you said home.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it would be more of a commitment. I'll just make this very clear for you. It would be more of a commitment than starting a business together. Like, it will involve business. Business will be a massive part of it. We'll do businesses together, but you will be a lot more heavily involved than if it's just a business relationship.
Right. So if I stop being your clean person tomorrow and present my felonies, then it's still there.
Yeah. You're not being brought into this because you have properties in your name. That's not why. You could call me tomorrow and say, I don't want to be a clean person no more. And I'd say, that's cool. We'd get it in somebody else's name. You'd still be in mid.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right.
If there's more you want to hear, I can show you some of the ongoing operations that you would be involved in as well. Maybe get you introduced to Johnny. Maybe you, Johnny, and Solomon get a conversation as well.
And I'd be working. Well, ideally, I'd be working with them, right?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Myself.
Like, you could, if you want to work with them day in, day out, go for it. If you want to, you know, group up with them, work with us, because they're working with us as well. It's not just like you're in mid and mid is over there and we're over here. Like, we all work together, right? It's regular conversations between all of us. So you can kind of pick and choose who you want to work with. If you want to go off and do solo stuff, it's not going to stop you.
That won't be a problem, right? Because I do like getting things done. Sometimes people just, hold you back.
There is no problem with you doing solo stuff at all.
All right, cool. Okay.
As long as it's, you're not compromising anything we've got going on, which I know it wouldn't, because you're not stupid. No.
Hey, thank you. All right, well, I'm down to see what you have going on. I can't
let me make a call.
Give you a shit.
Let me make a call.
Okay.
We haven't got long, so I'm going to do this quick.
That sounds good.